Welcome to an episode of Let's Create with Katrina. Today I'm going to show you how to make glass earrings using 12mm glass domes and paper images. And we're going to need 12mm bezel stud or bezel blank earrings. So here are the glass domes, the 12mm. The first thing you're going to want to do is clean them off with alcohol so they're nice and clean. Here are my images printed out on regular paper. You can also use a thin cardstock paper. Actually, that's what this is cardstock, but a very thin cardstock. So I've cleaned my glass domes with an alcohol wipe, and I'm going to use what's called Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. I'm going to squeeze so that the air bubble comes out. See how you don't want any air bubbles. And then I'm going to put a tiny drop on my glass dome, just like that. Okay? And actually that was... Okay, so now I'm going to pick an image here and just drop that on. You're going to move it around a little bit. That helps get the dimensional magic all over the glass dome. But then you're going to want to just let it sit for a second. And then you're going to press down. If you press down right away, it's going to slide all over the place. So that's why I suggest letting it set for just a second. Okay, I'm trying to do this while holding on to my cell phone. Okay, so once it becomes tacky and it doesn't want to move, you don't want to mess with it. I'm pressing down to make sure all the air bubbles go out, and then I'm going to leave it be. Okay, at this point it doesn't move very easily. That means that the dimensional magic is already starting to cure. So I'm going to do this to all the images that I'd want, and I'm going to let these set for the day. It is 1:00 p.m. and I will leave these set all day, and tomorrow morning I will proceed with the next step. It is the next day and I am now going to cut these into strips. So I cut these into strips, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around each cabochon. Alright, so you remove the excess paper from around the cabochon, and then you'll have this. And the next step, once you have all those cut out, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to seal the back. This prevents your glue from changing the color on your image. Some particular glues will seep through the paper and then distort your image. So you're going to use the Mod Podge Dimensional Magic and paint a layer on the back here, a thin layer. Let that dry, and then do that again. And, as far as drying goes, 3 hours. The back of the Mod Podge says 3 hours, but you can leave them for a day and come back the next day. But I would do this 2 times. And then once they're dry, you're going to go ahead, and the glue that I use is called the Crafter's Pick Ultimate. Okay, I'm going to use this glue, and I'm going to paint the inside of my bezel, and I'm also going to paint the back of my cabochon, and then I'm going to press the two together, and then you'll have a glass earring. Simple as that. Take a thin brush, and I use some of the Crafter's Pick, the Ultimate Glue. I paint a little bit of the glue inside the bezel tray and around the edges. And I also paint a thin layer on the back of my cabochon on the paper. And then I place it in there and I press the two pieces together, give it a good squeeze, hold it for a minute, and I also take a cloth and remove any excess glue that happens to be on the edges. And then I take this and I just poke it into a styrofoam block. You can get that over by the floral section. I don't recommend that really dense type foam because that is very messy, but anyways, you can even use a cardboard box that you poke holes in, just something so that it sits upright like this, and I would leave it overnight, and then you're all set. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments below, and I would love to answer any questions you have. And you can get these bezel trays all different places. People sell them on Facebook groups. You can get them on Etsy. You can get them on Amazon. This Crafter's Pick glue I bought at Hobby Lobby. Mod Podge I got at Hobby Lobby. So the images I found on Etsy. This particular one is by, it says Print Collage. I'm not sure if that's the company, but if you Google, or not Google, if you go on Etsy and search 12mm digital images circle, then you can find all different types of images that you can use for your earrings. And like I said, just use a thin stock card paper. And I think that's everything. Please like the video, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you can check out my other videos. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.